Hi guys, it's Adria, and today is gonna be a bit of like story time type thing, okay? So last weekend, Brandon and I went to like the thrift store because we just moved, so like we're looking for stuff that like isn't $8,100 cajillion dollars, so we went to the thrift store. I was like so amazed because they had like these brand new drugstore nail polishes there for like $2 each. I didn't buy them, I was just like amazed by it, and I was like looking at them. Here I left my wallet by all that makeup and stuff, like I left it there. I didn't realize because first of all, I never just carry my wallet. I always have my purse on me and I always have my wallet inside my purse. So like I'm never thinking to myself, oh, like get your wallet, because it's always in my purse, right? The next day we were gonna go to Walmart, I believe, to go like shopping or something. And I was like, where is my wallet? And I was like looking everywhere, and we had like run a bunch of errands the day before. So I was like, oh my gosh, where is my wallet? I was going back everywhere that I could think of. Like I went to Brandon's mom's house, I went to CVS, I went just like everywhere. And I completely forgot that the thrift store was the last place that we went to, because like I wasn't even like thinking that, because we didn't buy anything there, so like I wasn't thinking that I had like my wallet with me. So we go back, thrift store is closed, so I left a sticky note on the window with like my phone number on it, and I was like, I think I left something in your store, can you call me please? So then the next day I was at work, the owner called me and I told him where I think the wallet was, and he found it, and I was like, so are you gonna be there like later today because I'm at work? And he was like, no, actually I'm not gonna be here today, I just came by to get some stuff. And I was like, ugh. And so then he was like, well, where do you work? And I was like, oh, at Mellow Mushroom, this place, yada yada yada. He was like, oh, well that's fine because I can just drop it by there on my way home. And I was just like, oh my gosh. So this guy brought me my wallet back. He like brought it to me. Still had all my cash in it, my debit card in it, everything was still in it. I could not believe it. Like, that was just like a miracle. I was like sick to my stomach about it. If you've ever lost anything, you could probably understand that. I had maybe like $30 in cash in my wallet, and then like my debit card. I mean, yeah, like that stuff can be replaced, but it's just like, it makes you like uneasy, like not knowing like where it is. So yeah, that was Monday. So then the very next day, I think, I don't remember what day this was, I was at work and I saw this bracelet like sitting on a booth, okay? And I find stuff at work all the time, like just like random stuff, like when I like clean out booths and stuff like that. But I saw this like as I was walking by it, and after I sat the people down and whatever, I went back to the booth, it was still there. And here it was like this gold bracelet, like it was real gold. Like I could tell just by holding it, I was like, oh my gosh, like this thing is heavy, it's real gold. So I took it like up front. There was a server, she was standing there, and the other hostess, and I was like, oh my gosh guys, look what I found. And then the server took it like back to the office, like she like pretended to like steal it from me, like, oh I want it, but like she took it back to the office. And I actually didn't know that she took it back there. I thought she like legit stole it, and I was like to the other hostess, I was like, should we like say something about like that bracelet? And she's like, oh no, she took it to the office. But I was like, oh okay, good. When I found that, I was like, oh my gosh, like this thing is probably like thousands of dollars. So then the phone rang, I answered it. This lady was like, oh, did anybody find this like gold tennis bracelet? And I was like, yes, I did. It's in the office, like don't worry. And she was like, oh my gosh, yes, thank you. And then she came by later and got it. And I think that was like the owner of the bracelet's friend. I'm not quite sure why her friend picked it up, but it was her friend. But yeah, so her friend came and got it, and she like asked for my name. And I was like, oh, my name's Adria and whatever. And she was like, oh, well, the owner of the bracelet said that she like wanted to thank you for this. And I was just like what? I was just like, oh, it's not really that big of a deal. Just found it, whatever. So then on Friday, I was at work and the phone rang. I didn't answer it, the other hostess did. And she was like, this lady on the phone asked if you were here. And I was like, that's weird. And she was like, oh, I told her you'd be here till like 2:30. And I was like, oh, okay. And then this lady comes in and she was like, are you Adria? I was like, yes. Oh, I could tell. I guess I look like an Adria. I don't know, but she was like, oh, I'm the owner of the bracelet. I just wanted to come thank you in person for finding my bracelet and returning it. And she was so sweet. And like, she took out this little envelope with my name on it. So I could see that there was a card in it. I could see the pink, so I could see there was a card. So I was like, if she had just taken money out of her purse, like obviously I would have been like no, like I can't do that. But I saw the card and I was like, you know, she took the time to write me a card, so I'm not gonna like be like, oh, I can't accept that. Like I felt like that would have been rude. I've never been put in that position before, like, so then she was like, you know, thank you, and like shook my hand, and she was very sweet, and then she left. So I opened the card, and what falls out of it but $100. And I was like I could not believe a lady gave me this for just doing the right thing. Okay, I'm gonna read this to you. This is like the most beautiful card ever, and the fact that it's from a stranger just like makes it so much more powerful. You know, it's like she doesn't even know me, she doesn't know anything about my life or anything. And she wrote, Adria, there are no words that I can find to convey my deepest gratitude to you for finding and returning my bracelet. I was overwhelmed with sadness at the thought that it was gone. Its sentimental value is priceless to me, so I cannot thank you enough. I hope and pray that you have a future filled with happiness and success in all that you do. As a person with your honesty and integrity is so deserving of. Sincerely and forever grateful, Donna. I want to keep this for like ever. This is such a lesson that you should always do the right thing. You know, when I lost my wallet, I was just like expecting the worst, like somebody to steal it, somebody to just make off with it, but like the guy like returned it to me, you know? And so then when I found that bracelet, you know, could I have like easily just kept that and pretend I hadn't found it and then gone to Cash for Gold and like, yes, I could have very easily done that, but when I found that bracelet, I just thought to myself, like, I just lost my wallet and got it back, and like I knew how badly I felt about my wallet, and this is like a priceless bracelet. The lady told me that her husband had it custom made for her. That is just priceless. If you've ever lost something, you know what it feels like. So when I found the bracelet, I was just like, oh man, like I know how it feels to lose something. I can't keep this. Like I'm not gonna steal this. Like I would feel too guilty. And you know, you're not always gonna get rewarded for nice things that you do. Like I've done things like that so many times. Always do the right thing, and you know, you don't always get rewarded for it. You don't always. No, you don't. But stuff like that, it's just like, you know, when you're a good person, you know, good will come to you. Because like if I had kept that bracelet, I'm a firm believer in like karma and all that stuff. So I really feel like if I had like stolen that bracelet and the lady called like, oh, did somebody leave a bracelet? Oh no, can't find it, sorry. I feel like something really bad would have happened to me. So here's just a lesson, like if you ever find something like that, if you ever find something that isn't yours, always try to help somebody, because put yourself in their position. I can only imagine how she felt when she realized that her bracelet was gone, like thinking that some scummy person could have just made off with it and went and pawned it or something like that. Always do the moral right thing. You know, it may not always be rewarded with money. Even if she had just given me that card, she didn't have to give me money, but good deeds never go unrewarded. They really don't. Whether it's from that person directly or just your life in general. Like eventually you will get what you deserve, good or bad. I definitely believe that. Like good people always get good things to happen to them. You might think, oh, I'm a good person, oh, I do good things, like why isn't anything good happening to me? Sometimes it just takes longer. Like really, like I've done so many good things. I'm just like, when am I gonna be thrown a bone? Like anywhere. You just have to be patient and just have an attitude of gratitude, basically. Sometimes life just gives you something that you weren't expecting. Like I was not expecting that at all, and this has restored my faith in humanity. From the thrift shop owner bringing me my wallet with everything still in it and like just being an honest person, to this woman writing me this beautiful letter and giving me money for finding her bracelet. Like there are still amazing people in the world. Like that's what we need to understand. You know, it's so easy to get caught up in like crime and like horrible people. There's still amazing people in the world, and I've always said that there are more good people in the world than bad.
When are you gonna ask Adria to marry you?
And okay, short intermission because my neighbor is outside with his dogs and he looked like right at me, and he like walked right past, and I like freaked out. I like literally like did a back bend. Like, oh my gosh, that was freaking creepy. Hold on, be right back. I can't talk.